I'll do. Time for another beer review. For this one, we're off to Spain, and it's a bit of an unusual beer, this one. Well, I was going to bill it as a mystery beer, but I got Adam, Mersey Beers, cheers buddy, on the case to try to actually work out what this beer is and what it's called. Now, we think, and I'm going with Adam, that because I couldn't get the website to work on the side, it had loads of different writing on the front, and it doesn't have a barcode on it, so I couldn't scan it on Untapped. It doesn't even have the ABV on the bottle. So it was a bit of a mystery beer, but we know it's an oyster stout. So we think, or Adam thinks, and I agree with him from what he showed me, that we're going to go that the beer is called La Mar, which is a oyster restaurant in Spain, and it's brewed for this restaurant. And the website says www.cervesalayla.es. Yes, so we think it's Cervesa Artesanal Layla is the brewery, and it's got one check-in on Untapped, which we think's been created incorrectly, calling this the brewery, and they've got it at 5.7%. So I'm going to assume, because it's got a white square in it, that it's been written on the bottle as 5.7. So how did I get this beer, random beer? Well, I went to Beer Without Borders in Dumfries, and at the moment all the beer that's in there is from Spain, and they just go over, buy a load of beer, kegs and cans and bottles, and then they sell it in the bar. It's a not-for-profit making bar, so I would imagine whatever they can get their hands on, they shift, and that is how an oyster stout that was brewed by a very tiny brewery, and it's about to gush, how that has ended up in Dumfries in Scotland when it was brewed for a little restaurant in Spain. So this is going to come out as just froth. It's gone everywhere. Right, I'm going to pause the video while I do a bit of a clean up job, because this is going to be a bit of a mess. Back in a moment. Right, I'll do take 2. So yes, I've got a bit of a knobhead pour, but I've saved what I could because it was gushing, went over the table a bit. So yeah, we're sorted. So, right, beer in a glass, jet black. It's got an absolute ice cream of a head on that. Yeah, it's a bit of a, it looks a mess. Spacious bubbles, no light getting through it whatsoever. Oh, black crown, forgot to say before. So get the nose. Lots of licorice. Coffee, licorice, maybe a red berry in there. But it smells absolutely bloody gorgeous. Right, I'm diving in. Cheers. Right. It's nice. Right. Good things. I'll start with the positives first. The flavour is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a roasted malt touch of on the start as it ends mouth. There's a lot of licorice. There's a red berry in there. It doesn't taste salty. There's a bloody fly knocking about. But it's got a really lovely flavour. It is overly carbonated. Sadly, it does feel very, very gassy, which is no shock considering the state that it's gone into in the glass. It's very rich. I've got a rich flavour about it. And then the roastiness starts to come back in again on the finish. I really like the flavour. I just wish it was a little bit toned down on the carbonation to slightly. Is it 5.7%? I think it tastes stronger. So I haven't got a clue what ABV this beer is. I think it's in the 7s. But who knows? It is a bit of a mystery beer. It's a bit of a strange one. I'm pleased I tried it. This fly is doing my head in. Yeah, it's really nice. It's just an intrigue, and it's just how it ended up in Dumfries when this was like brewed for one place in Spain, and I've got my hands on it, random as. But yeah, you're not gonna find this beer anywhere unless you go to Dumfries. But if you are there, I would get it. But whatever you're buying, whatever strength it is, who knows? So that is what I'm going to assume is Lamar. Thank you for watching, and on to the next one. Random.